Well, welcome everyone to the voluntary option. And tonight I am blessed to have Mercadies Damratowski on, and I cannot wait to talk to her. She's a proud libertarian fighter. She ran for office in Nebraska. The last election, not this last election series, but 18, I believe it was. If that's when they run there. I feel like a midget today because I'm sitting so low in the camera. It's weird, but
well, it's because you have.
There's a whole lot of stuff here for you guys to look at, and that's something I do want you to notice. I do want you to notice our new banner in the background that we have up, which of course is Can We Talk 420, which is our brand, and represented on it, of course, is the voluntary option. Can We Talk 420, which is our business where we sell CBD and a tremendous amount of other other services that we offer. And yeah, you can come lower it just a little bit, Helen. And Mother Nature's Dead.
Can We Talk is the brand.
Right. Right. I know, I understand that, but that's where our website is. And that is the brand, Can We Talk, which envelops and umbrellas all of these.
All right, hold on, everybody.
We're going to go for a ride, everyone. You ready?
Because Pete has no freaking idea what he's doing.
Look at that, man.
Oh, hush your mouth.
I almost don't look like a midget anymore. You're just going to have to move it closer.
Peter, let me do what I'm doing.
I've got the best production team. It consists of me, and I screw everything up.
He does. The camera, you have no business touching. Yeah, ever.
It's all crooked and crazy. All the colors in the day. Now you can pick it up. Yeah, up as high as you can go because you're not getting out of the Can We Talk.
Well, then it should be back a little bit. That's as high as it's going to go.
That's good right there. That's perfect. Do it just like that. That's good.
Let me see it because it might not be good.
You got this. No, you don't have to turn it now off. It just freezing. Now it goes slow and yeah, come and look. Welcome to my better half, guys.
You damn Skippy.
Isn't she Skippy?
Shut up.
Damn. Anyway, it's another Wednesday night here with the voluntary option, and I'm picking like all sorts of like twigs and branches out.
Well, that's what you get for playing in the woods.
I have a
is this better?
Up the road, yes, perfect. Neighbor up the road lend me a all-terrain vehicle, a Polaris Ranger 4x4. Man, I'll tell you, Jesus, I got to get one now. It's the thing about things like this that I like to be a minimalist, and I really don't want to. I don't like real wasting time and energy on luxuries and things of this such. But some things are just cool and fun, and you just got to have them. And it's not that this is just cool and fun. I got to have it. It's really something that's beneficial out here off grid. I mean, even though we live in a high desert, we still get snow. So, you could be stuck back here. Without something like that, it's kind of hard to get around a little bit. Plus, the roads are, the roads are primitive. So you got a lot of chatter in them, and you kind of mess up your car. So it's pretty cool to have it. But I'll be probably picking, twigs and branches and stuff like that out of my head half the night here while we talk. But lots have been going on lately. We know I really don't want to sit back and harp and pound upon the COVID thing. Thank you. That's why I sit over here. Thank you. The COVID thing. I don't want to beat on that much. I don't want to really beat on, Biden just, taking free reign of the country and doing as he pleases. I just don't want to do that. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to bring on Mercadies here in a little bit. Me and her just going to chat, and we'll chat about what's going on in the world other than worrying about headlines. And, I think if we all, I say this every day, and it's on my Twitter account. Please go to my Twitter account, TVO_the. That's the voluntary option. I post on it daily, and I post on it quite a bit daily. But it's always a positive message if I could help it. There's a question here or there, that I like to put out there every once in a while for people to ponder. And one of the questions I have is, when are we going to stop putting people in jail for victimless crimes? It's something that is a passion of mine and Helen's. We've 501c3 solidarity over separation. And free Lance Glore is the shirt I'm wearing tonight. Lance is a cannabis refugee. He's stuck in prison. He's been kidnapped by the government and thrown in jail for 10 years in the legal state of Washington for growing 2 marijuana plants. 2 marijuana plants. The man's getting 10 years. This is what happens in cases of victimless crimes, more so than others. I'm hoping next week to have Governor Nicholas Wildstar on my show from California. Proud libertarian who's running under the Republican ticket for his own reasons. I'll let him explain them when he's on the show. But he just got railroaded, nailed it for contempt of court, in California for taping his own trial. He got nailed for contempt, and they're giving him 6 years. 6 years. What's the crime? Who got hurt here? I mean, literally, who got hurt here? Where is there a victim anywhere in this other than a man that they're sending to jail for ridiculous reasons? Please keep that in mind. Study, remember, know the words jury nullification. Understand the importance of those words. It's your right. It's as a juror to use this right of jury nullification. Where if we do not believe a law is just, we can't convict somebody of it. If somebody's not doing anything wrong and there is no victim and there is no crime, then how can we send these people to jail and separate them from their families? I get appalled every time I see this in the news, every time I hear of it. And the ironic and worst part about it is it happens in legal states more than it doesn't. People are constantly trying to better themselves and do things for themselves without having to rely or have the ability to rely on government or agencies in which they don't have faith in any longer, because they really, like going to the doctor is a scary thing, man. I get a PTSD every time I go. But so let's try to bring some good back, and I think with our next guest, we're going to get a lot of good. So without further ado, I'm going to bring on Mercedes to the stream. And Mercedes, hey, I'm glad you made it tonight. I'm so happy you're with us.
Thank you for having me. What's up?
Oh, that's good. I caught you in the middle of cooking dinner. What were you making?
We had burgers and brats with rice and potatoes. It was probably close to 60 degrees here today. So we grilled because, it was like negative 20 last week. So we were enjoying the weather.
Yeah. I find that because we talk a lot and I follow you all the time. And every time you posted your temperature, I would say it to Helen and she was like, oh my God, it's the North Pole, what's
Welcome to Nebraska.
It was
honestly
minus 21.
Well, during the day when I was awake, it was way colder at night. That was just during the day. Well, our daytime high on the coldest day, our daytime high was like -9 was the daytime high. Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm. I want to put up this comment real quick. The last little
Matt.
segment
Hi, Matt.
Matt said that Wildstar. Yeah, he did get screwed, man. And I can't wait to talk to him. I spoke with him a little bit earlier today, not for any length, but I'm going to try to set him up on my next week's show, if not maybe the week after. But we're going to get him on real quick to get his story out there because, it's just a shame. And as well as I do, Mercedes, this isn't something that is odd to happen. It happens all the time.
Yep. Yeah. We could literally rant about the criminal justice system and how it uses these arbitrary laws to literally. This is okay. Let me condense this to different mood set right now. So the state, how I view it, because growing up, my mom used the state as a weapon against my dad. and I had to watch it. But she was smart enough because she was about survival. She was a single mom of 4 kids. You know, there was bad shit. She was doing what she needed to do. The state was there. They offered help. She took it. That being said, and being in that experience of being in the system as a child, the state is 100% using these laws as an excuse to take our kids from us and to keep us in line and to control us so that we don't challenge them and question them and do anything that they don't like. And if we do, our children are at risk of being taken from us.
Right. And this happens all over, man.
And then if you try to even,
you know what I mean?
well,
Like
and then say
there.
that happens, and then like Wildstar, he just recorded himself in court for evidence. He just literally recorded his own court. Now, I could argue from the state's point of view and perspective, it hurts for the record, but I can see how the state is the victim here. How dare you risk the truth being out, or how dare you risk outing the procedures of the court? But then you question, where's the transparency in government that's supposed to be happening during a democracy? Where's the fair and equal trial? Why can't I record my own? Is it because why do you need to control my side of the story? Why can't I just, have my own documents, my own copy of the paperwork? It's good to have that.
Or even the case of just speedy trial anymore. They don't, it's forever before these people are even have their plea, put in a plea or anything. Put in a plea or anything.
Who was it?
Somebody. It's just they're real. We had a couple wait 2.5 years before they formally sat in front of a judge.
See, and somebody just got sentenced here that I grew up with for drugs, cocaine, actually, the hard stuff. And he had sat in jail. I think they credited him with almost 300 days sat in jail when they sentenced him. So he had already been in jail for almost an entire year before he got in front of the judge to be, this is what you're going to jail for. This is what we said you're going to jail for. We'll credit the days you were already in jail for. Oh, but by the way, you're a habitual criminal now. That label's on you. And you're gonna, and you're going to, he's been in prison 2 other times for drugs. He's my age, maybe a year or 2 older. It's a mental health thing. His parents did drugs. My parents did drugs. We're low income. These drug laws are criminalizing our parents trying to survive. And so instead of treating the underlying mental health problem that makes us want to drink our brains out or do the heroin in the first place, non-recreational use is what we're talking about. Because if you're recreational use is a whole other topic, but the criminal justice system is using addiction and mental health as a way to criminalize us and keep us in poverty, because we're seeing a multi-generational incarceration in my city. The same thing that happened in the 80s is happening right now. He's now a habitual criminal. He got arrested the first time he got arrested and sentenced to prison was the year I graduated high school, and we're about the same age. So, and when we were minors, he has a record. So he's been institutionalized his entire life, and now you're going to criminalize him and lock him up for the rest of his life, and he doesn't even get to record himself.
What are they? I know, but that's the point. What are they learning when they lock them up like that? They're not learning anything. They're not rehabilitating them. That's not the place they need to be. It's
for profit.
When you've got people that have no regard for other people's lives in any fashion whatsoever, and will do anything to you because nothing is vile to them. When you take a good kid, say, that all he's doing is growing pot for himself. I don't even care if he's growing it to sell it to make a living. I don't care what you do with pot when you got it. But this kid's just growing pot. He's a farmer, for Christmas sake. And you throw him in jail with these people that have no regard for life. How is the kid going to come out? It's just not fair. It's not fair in any way, shape, or form. And then again, you're taking them from their families. And, these kids are sitting home and they got wives and kids that now don't have a dad or a mom. And, believe me, it happens both ways. And again, when they arrest you, they come with a SWAT team. I mean, literally show up with a SWAT team in body armor and pull you out of your house, everybody, and throw them on the front lawn. I mean, it's like, you got a nuclear bomb in your home and you're a threat to the, to the world. That's the way they treat you. And I just don't understand it. I truly don't.
I mean, everybody should be able to have the nuclear bomb in their home, though, right?
Why not?
Recreational nukes for everyone. But in the words of CJ, I think CJ says that. That's not my idea. That's not my original idea. But fucking Christ in a handbasket. It's for-profit prisons. It's for profit. America is a war machine. It's always been a war machine. If it's not a war in the Middle East, it's a war in the ghetto against the colored folk because they're not slaves anymore. And somebody's got to flip our burgers and we don't want to pay them because fuck them. They don't need fuck that person who's making sure I don't get food poisoning. I've been serving my entire life. I'm a certified welder and a server. That is my background. Fucking Christ, people. I feed you. I see you when you're cranky.
Listen, people. I think if people took the time to wipe away the cobwebs and the cloud, that's cast on us pretty much like every morning from the moment you wake up and turn on the news, they start to pound you with feeling like crap.
Not just that, just taking a step back and not reacting. Just instead of reacting right away, just taking a step back and analyzing the situation and the information and processing it in a way that's not fuck you, you're a dick, or because I mean I'm guilty of this. I'm not perfect. And Helen just said that takes critical thinking. Unfortunately, they don't teach think critically and I learned that though. I'm 30. In the last decade, I see it dwindling. I see it dwindling in my community. I see it. I fucking see it. But then you have the Zoomers and the Zennials.
You're still on that bubble because Helen's kids think, they're your age. My son too.
See, the kids closer to my age, I have hope in our future generations. It's gonna be iffy, but they remind me of Gen X, only meaner. They're just they don't care. They are like, this is the truth. The system is fucked up. We have no hope. They have no hope. They have no hope.
Right.
They don't care. They're like
I think
kamikazes.
A lot of that has to do with it is that they stopped giving background to children about what really goes on instead of just teaching them how to pass the test.
Well, it's not just that. They have the internet. They're not dumb, but they're lacking social interaction.
But they're not using it for that. Yeah, they're not using it for that. Oh, Christ, let's face it.
You would. Oh, so I'm hip and happening, and I still got like kids that are friends. Like I'm a boomer millennial almost, but like I still have like my sister is 21 and she is trans.
Right.
So like she being 21, and then I have another sister who is. Oh, somebody's getting yelled at. Somebody's splashing bathwater out. My youngest sisters are 8, 7. So I have a nice age spectrum of children, and they are using the internet for learning. When an adult tries to tell them something, they are on that shit. They are thinking critically and demanding evidence in a way that's scary. And I love it.
My middle son, you couldn't just say because I said so, right? That kid, no matter what it was, he was on the internet, he was researching, and he's Ian is gosh, I don't even know.
See, and I think it's a community standards thing in that, because us libertarian anarchists sitting here talking about raising our kids and how they are, and then the communities we are. And in my community, our homeschooling community here is phenomenal, and our public education system works with them because they think that we have the choice. Like we're special here.
I got a question because you did mention
anarchy,
and you did mention the LP, and the question I got for you is this that a lot of people do ask. I mean, I know my answer.
Excuse me.
I just want to hear how you answer. In our political party, in our political party, we embrace, I mean, like everybody, you know, I mean, this is the thing. And everybody kind of has, that's why there's so much fighting within the party, because, you know, there is really no exclusion. You know, we try not to exclude. So how do you think that we can take all of these beautiful factions that have incredible ideas on how to change our governmental system for the better, whereas we have more control and government is cut down by quite a few people, and that, you know, localization in senses are, you know, where localization of law is more important than whatever, and the federal government kind of has their job back. How do you think that we can bring all of these people together finally, rather than having them argue about who's the best at what we do?
This is a question that I've been pondering a lot, because I'm special in that I'm stuck in the middle of everything, because I'm mixed. I'm in the middle of the country. I'm in two different bottom unity, separate spectrum industries, because you think manufacturing and that's right, you think serving and that's left, and I do both. So having that kind of perspective is, we need more people like me and like you and like other people in the party that are good at straddling and being able to be stretched, and knowing, being aware of how far we can go and where we can go and when we can go there and when we need to be done. But there's not enough of us, and then we get burned out, and then we are overwhelmed. And that's a constant chronic cycle I've seen in the party, I've not been in the party more than 5 years. So that it's just it's a communication thing. And then the other part is, there's a lot of fucking drama.
Yeah. There's tremendous.
And I do not like drama. I do not appreciate drama. If you have an issue, speak about it like adults. If you need a mediator, get a mediator. If you need someone to speak on your behalf to initiate it, find someone you trust. Doesn't matter. Talk about it. Solve your issues. We're people. We can disagree and love each other and be nice to each other and still try to help each other. Are there hard lines? Yes, for me, absolutely. Where they are depends on the person. That's normal. That's healthy. How we react and initiate it is what matters. So that kind of energy, being calm, being calm is contagious. I like to tell people that all the time, because I like getting worked up. I like fighting. It's my favorite thing in the world. I love a good knockout, drag out fight. Like, my dad owns an MMA gym. But my family is a long line of that. Like, okay, I like fighting. Okay. I grew up fighting. It's fine.
Right. I embrace the non-aggressive principle. I do. And that's exactly what you explained. And if people didn't understand what the non-aggressive principle was, that's exactly what Mercedes,
and that's what I'm seeing
is
we have new people coming in, and they're like, somebody else said it, they're angry. They're mad. They just realized the government's the bad guy, but they're still political and they still want to find a home. We're that home. Well, when we have Trump, I'm going to turn off my camera just for a second. Cora just got out of the bathtub. Mama! Baby! Hi, are you squeaky clean? Yeah! Hi, baby. Okay. Yeah, she turns 3 in August. Yeah, so being active and the drama, and we have all these people that are super emotional and reactive still, and there's nothing wrong with that. But we don't have enough mediators to keep it private, because we are political and we have an image we need to kind of maintain. And I hate saying that, because I'm the one that is literally, come see me in Kearney sometime and we'll go out and I'll show you how I live for real, and not on the internet what I present trying to sell the idea of liberty. Like,
right.
It's all about presentation, and the Libertarian Party is passionate and pure and raw and beautiful, and it's hard to swallow if you're not that way.
And it's right. And, Helen makes that point all the time. she says it's this party really is a great party, but just people don't know it. They just don't know it. And
we have an image issue. We have an image issue. We got to deal with it.
And
we can blame everybody all day long, but we got to fix it.
I'm going to be honest with you. I've been all over the country in the last, I don't know how many years, since 2016. We've been back and forth, I think, 6 times. And I can tell you this, in every state I went to, I met an incredible libertarian, someone that you could say, oh, yeah, that's what I want to do. You know what I mean? Like somebody that's a leader that has that. And I believe we all kind of have that. We have to kind of have that. I think if we don't have that, then we're doomed, honestly.
I call it the little spike. It's a little spark of liberty in everybody. Because who said it?
Yeah.
We didn't start the fire. Like that fucking song.
Who the hell sang that thing?
I don't know, and it's fine. We can forget about it because it's the bane of my existence. Because it's true. It's true.
Right.
Everybody has a little flame, a little spark of liberty inside them because you want to be free. You want to be a little toddler running around without any clothes on, interrupting your mommy's broadcast because you're a little anarchy baby and you don't know that rules exist. Like people forget that we need to be just less is more, and we're animals and we overcomplicate things so much, and that includes politics and arguing over ideas that we have no business having opinions on because they don't if it doesn't, I'm not saying if it doesn't affect you, Cora, if it doesn't affect you, don't worry about it, because you need to absolutely worry about it if there's a problem. But there's a line where there's a self-imposed outrage, where somebody will be outraged on behalf of somebody else, and that's in politics. But it's just there's a lot, and my brain just scattered because there's a toddler on my lap. Hey. Oh, that's a good one. Did you hear that? There's a line that's got to be drawn, and you've got to draw it before somebody else draws it for you. Cora May Damratowski, that is enough. Hold on, give me just a second.
Yeah, listen, I think that's where people have or don't understand, where we can set boundaries and we can tell people, no, this is okay and that's not okay, and just let them not be offended. Just understand that there are certain things that I approve of, certain things I don't approve of, certain things I will allow, certain things I won't allow, and I don't see anything wrong with it. We did get an answer to our question. It was Bruce Springsteen that sang that song.
See, it's one of those I knew. It's one of those we should have known the answer, but there's a screaming toddler in my life.
He was, but I'm horrible at that, Helen. Listen, I can sing any song from 1955 through today, pretty much. Well, not today. I probably stop around the 90s because then music really started to suck at that.
I don't know. Grunge got good in the 90s. And rap. Eminem in the late 90s. Eminem. Oh, fuck. Eminem. He fought the man so hard. He still fought the man. My God, Eminem got me through so many teen angst days. That white boy just, he knew. He just fucking knew.
Let's face it. He didn't, Yeah, he didn't take no. That's for damn sure.
Well, I mean,
I don't think any of us do.
We can't if we're gonna survive in the streets of America, because it's all nice and pretty on the outside, but on the inside, it's a rotten piece of shit.
I want to ask you one question, though. I do want to ask one political question about the current administration. Okay. How much more do you believe? How much more do you believe the American people should have to put up with or / excuse Joe Biden for the things that come out of his mouth?
I think we have bigger fish to fry, honestly, than what the president says.
I know, but no.
Because we just went through 4 years of Trump. But that's what I mean is, at this point, and you and I both know this, so it's parting wisdom is giving energy to, you don't have to give energy to everything. The president of the United States of America is the highest office in the nation and deserves a figurehead that is respectable to be in that spot. Donald Trump definitely, sorry, Matthew's going to go out, but he's wearing not pants and he has a nice butt. And we're modest in this house, even though sex work is work. It's all about personal preference. But with Biden and his, okay, so we just went through 4 years of Trump literally pushing every single political no button that you can. The bar is very low. The US government showed us that a normal American can literally be in office, the highest office, without fear. That's a green light to be active in your community. So I think we need to just literally not care about what comes out of Joe Biden's mouth, because I honestly don't know what he's saying, because I'm watching the intelligent briefings on the 6th and the UN briefings and the national security briefings and the hack that the government had, and the reserve crashed today. And, there's other things that are going on that are actual threats to our actual country and the way that we live in a very real way. Like, I try not to panic about it, because all you can do is literally just be aware of what's going on. And the president has shown us that he is a great distraction. So I don't give a fuck. I don't give him energy. I don't know.
Right. Well, I think
so. I think now the people should be done now. Is what I'm saying. Right. Is now is the time to stop paying attention to the president, because he's the distraction, and start paying attention to the live intelligence briefings, to the live Senate hearings, to your local city council meetings, to the judiciary meetings and hearings in your state government, and find a libertarian in your state, because I know, and here in my state, I share all of that shit on my page. All of it. I am annoying with it. My FBI agent probably fucking loves and hates me. He wants me just to shut. He's probably helping me because he just wants me to shut the fuck up. Okay? And that's great, because he doesn't have to work as hard if we limit the government. It's all about our FBI agents, guys. It's about caring about somebody else and making their life easier in government. Right. So you can't pay attention to the old guy that sniffs kids. Just like you couldn't pay attention to the pussy grabber.
What I think I was trying, I think more of the point of my question, not directly as to what he says matters or whatever else, because to me it doesn't either, and you quite know that. But what I was trying to, I guess the point I was trying to make was that when are people now going to be proactive in thought and in their decisions after seeing how blatant this was from, I mean, like there's yes, we know politicians lie. Yeah, we know they make promises and either don't keep them or do the opposite. But this guy's been in office for what, a couple of weeks?
Well, technically, it's been like 50 years.
All he has done is everything to the people that elected him. So when are people going to finally understand that? And maybe you can answer this too. How do you get to make people understand that they can trust in themselves and trust liberty and choose that next time, even though it doesn't have what they always claim is the experience that comes behind it? Now, what they forget is a lot of people go into office elected first time. They don't have the job, never had the job either. So what's the difference? How do we turn that? How do we turn them on that, Mercedes? Or point them in the right direction?
You have to first look at why people aren't active. What is keeping people from being active? Well, in this area, the number one reason that people aren't being active is because they don't have time. Cost of living is too high. They're not making a living wage. Because of bad business practices, but the inability to actually get another job because we're in a rural area and you can't move because of cost of living, and it's that cause and effect caused by taxes and government. So those of us who are privileged enough to be able to be active in government need to do the thing with this stuff so that we can show other people that we can do it. Like myself, personally, I'll use myself as an example because people tell me I need to do that. So here in my community, I waited tables. I weld. I'm a member of my community. I have friends in my community. I go to the bar and talk to the people who live here. You know, normal things that you do in your community. I'm active. I'm opinionated.
Right.
I asked people to run for office. That's how it started for me. I mean, I'm special. I'm aware previously, whatever. But that's what it started is, hey, run for office. That plants a seed. Hey, would you run for office? That plants another seed. So libertarians need to go be little Johnny's apple seeds of liberty. And just go plant the seeds and go, hey, have you thought about going to this meeting? Or, hey, this meeting's online. Or use your page as a platform to help people in your community that you go get drunk with and play beer pong with and bitch about on the internet. Like, if you have time to be in the comment sections on Facebook or watching this, you have time to watch your local city council meeting. That's every month. That's broadcast now because of COVID. COVID did beautiful things for libertarians because now people can't get away. They can't get away.
I'll say this. I think all the meetings should be broadcast anyway. I think they should all be broadcast.
Thank you. And our city council has always done that.
Yavapai County, where I live, is huge. I mean, where they hold the meetings is literally a 3-hour ride for me. You know, and I mean, that's a whole day. 3 hours.
Not everybody can get there. And that's just it, though. Rural Arizona is just like rural Nebraska. When I was in Arizona visiting Adam, I felt like I was at home. It was fucking great. I did not want to leave Arizona. Full stop. Did not want to leave. It was great there. Well, but that's how it is here.
I didn't get to see you when you were here. You know, I told Helen had to work that weekend. She worked the whole weekend. We couldn't.
See, and it was very spur of the moment. I was hiding. I literally was like, I'm stressed out from being a candidate. Adam, I'm going to get on a plane and go to your house if I lose. And I'm not a goddamn person, but my family's going to know where I'm fucking at. I don't want to see anybody. I don't want to talk to anybody. Just let me build things. And it was fucking great. It was so great. I needed it. Get away on the farm.
Are you going to run again? Are you going to run again?
Maybe. So I did run in 2020. It wasn't 2018. And 2018, I was actually having a baby, which is why I didn't run in 2018. I should have run in 2018, but I would have been a Republican at that point.
Right.
Because I was still independent Republican, because we were playing in Nebraska. We've closed primaries. So if you want to sway a primary in a political party, you have to be in that political party. And so you can just register. Yeah. Political parties don't matter in Nebraska, where we got the unicameral, or they shouldn't matter. Not supposed to. Yeah. So yes, probably. But the next race I run is going to be a winnable race. Like, I ran for Nebraska State Legislature for my district because I needed visibility. I wanted the platform to be heard for the issues that are here from the state, because my state senator is fucking useless. Yes, he fucking is. I'm gonna fucking say it. I said it lots of times. Not to his face. No, I was pretend nice to his face, and the mayor saved him from me, because the mayor's friends with my mother, and I've known him my whole life. So the mayor saved the senator from his opponent at the Dinesh D'Souza event that was here, because I crashed it, because I know the event planners, because this is a Republican-ish. Like, I'm political. I know everybody who knows anybody, because I'm the secretary of my affiliates. So in the future, it's going to be a winnable race, probably local county board because you can only have one, city council, because I want fucking chickens. And if they do not, the next city council race is next year. If they do not give, I'm not fucking kidding. If they do not, I told the mayor, if he does not, because he told me straight up, you're not getting chickens. We're not going to vote. If we vote on it, you will lose, because it's 3-2. Right. Well, 2-2 with a tiebreaker, me.
Say that.
So I told him, I got 4,000 votes. I got a quarter of my district's votes.
All of this bullshit of all of this bullshit of permits.
And that's just it. Is that on our city council? Garbage. And our city council, it's 2 independents, and then a Democrat and 2 Republicans, I think, is what it is, or 3 Republicans, 2 independents. Doesn't matter. Because the 2 independents are who I care about. And if they don't allow us to have chickens this spring, because I'm going to start my campaign soon, because it's hatching season. So this is the time that I'm going to mount my campaign, because the kids all want chickens, and it's almost Easter. So, see how I'm being political? I'm using
Yep.
that. It's evil. I hate it, but I'm good at it. So if they don't give me fucking chickens, I'm running against them, the ones
Good.
that didn't run this time, because I want fucking chickens. And in the meantime, I'm
There's
going to
no
be active
reason
in
you shouldn't
communities
be
and
able to
stuff.
have chickens.
We had chickens. We
Chickens
used to
are
have chickens.
amazing.
Our town has a classism problem. We're working on it. I'm mad because I'm mad. I just cheers.
I had a conversation with a guy up the road today, and we were talking about this very thing, permitting or whatever else. And there was a post up, and this person said, "Oh, but I did this. Did I need a permit?" And this person's like, "Oh yes, even off grid, like when you go to resell." When you go to resell, you'll never be able to, you'll never be able to claim that. And they may take it or have you take it off. I said, listen, if you know anything about living like this, we don't live out here to build wonder homes and then resell. We're not flipping houses out here. We're living
We're
out here.
surviving out here. This is our lifestyle. This is our
Yes.
life. This is our income. This is how we're living. We're not corporate
Yep.
robots who just push papers. We actually grow the food you fucking eat, and you don't get it. And that's why America is the way it is, because people are disconnected with reality, which is your food takes shits in my cornfields. And
well, listen, and that's right. And when are people going to get pissed off? When are they going to get pissed off?
Well, okay. For one thing I learned here is that the farmers are unaware of the power they have with their land and the legislative power that they have, because senators listen to the people who own the land because they have the money. And so farmers out here are so in here, and I'm guessing with the farm bills, they're so used to government subsidies that they get that government money. They're so bitching about government people on welfare, but they are literally on welfare and take advantage of all these government programs and get all this money and build all these empires and multi-million-dollar mega homes because they're corporate farmers, and it's destroying the small farmers like you and I because land prices are so extreme. But the government made it so that people could corporately lobby and made corporate single entities. But whatever, because money is good, and if you are making money, you're winning, and screw the losers, right?
Right.
Is what it comes down to. And then you become a slave for corporations. And there's a lot of libertarians that don't understand that even. It's not that corporations themselves are bad. Co-ops are great. Corporations are not great.
Right.
It's the latter power system. Yeah, you got horizontal power structures and vertical power structures, and America is a vertical power structure, and the trickle-down economic system that Reagan proposed has been debunked. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. There is a ginger on my lap. She's being good. She's putting oranges in the microwave.
Bravo, and welcome, Cora.
Hey, can you say hi to all your fans?
Listen, what I gotta say is, I want people to get finally to stop and think for a second. But they buy a piece of property and then they have to pay for that. They pay for the property, then they pay for taxes.
Don't even get me started on land ownerships.
So that costs you an additional $7,000 because they have to now be able to connect you to the 911, the bull crap. Now that costs you again. Now you've paid for your property. You think you own your property, but no, not until you pay the $7,000. Now you want to put a house on it. Well, you can put the house on it. You can afford it. You can build it. And you have all the money to do that. But you can't do that until you pay for permission again to now put a house on your property. Now you want to put a fence around it. Now you got to pay for permission to put a fence around it. Now you got to pay for permission. I mean, you're paying for permission to do with your own stuff every time you turn around. And why? Who? For what reason? What good apparent reason? And then the whole time you're doing it, you're raising the value of your home and having to pay more taxes at the end of the day. So
for king and crown.
When do we stop this insanity? I mean, it's insane. It's truly insanity. Like you're saying, you can't even have a chicken. For Christ's sake. I mean, you know what I mean?
I can't have a fucking chicken. They'll just take it away from me.
Right.
And then it'll die.
But why can't you keep a chicken cooped? It doesn't matter. I mean, I don't understand that. If you can keep a rabbit, you can have a dog.
Would you like to hear the argument one of the city council members told his friend in the community?
Let me hear it.
What if my dog gets out? What if my dog gets out and kills your chicken? Why is your
Well,
dog getting out into
but
my
the dog's
yard and
out.
killing my chicken? Well, they're loud and dirty and gross. Here is all these urban studies and urban development studies that large cities do about how chickens are good for environments in the city because of pest control and nurturing the
anything.
ground and the educational things
Yeah.
that it benefits for the kids. Like, look at all these studies. I have 2 against 3 on the city council board. It has to go to a vote for the city, like people. That's why I said, if you guys want to vote on it, I want it on the fucking ballot. If you won't put it on the ballot, I want a special vote because this is Carney and the city government can do whatever the fuck it wants. And I don't give a fuck what you say. If you want to call a special vote because the city needs a law changed, then fucking bring it up for fucking review. If this law doesn't work anymore, it shouldn't be. We can't wait. We can only change laws every 2 years because that's when the sun is in the right position. No, if a law isn't
That's
working
bullshit.
and there's a concern for it, change the fucking law. And if you don't have a good
That's right.
reason
Why
and
we
it's a
gotta wait for
classist
a
fucking reason,
election? They
laws
hold
are
special
dumb.
elections for
Laws
fucking
are
worse-
dumb.
Easier shit than that.
Laws are dumb anyway. Don't even get me started on
I know
land
they
laws
are.
because I'm indigenous Mexican. Okay. I've
Right.
always, before I even was proved that I was indigenous Mexican, have held the belief that owning land proper, it's a little bit stupid. I mean, it's okay to have your house and your stuff and your area, but to own it, to have to claim it, to have to pay money to the state to keep it is wrong.
Mhm.
We should be using it to help each other and not hoarding shit.
Right.
But people don't
That's
care.
right.
People don't
That's
care.
right.
People only want their participation trophy for surviving. And then you have the people who can't survive and don't know how to survive that are only alive because they have money. Think about it. Rich people can't survive. You take a rich billionaire who didn't start from the bottom and never had to actually struggle into an urban environment in which they have to go pump their own gas.
Yeah. Could you imagine taking that? Yeah, a guy like that that's driving around a Rolls Royce and then telling him to poop in a bucket. You know what I mean? Like, go poop in that bucket.
Here,
Here,
go cook your own meal.
Yeah.
You've had a chef your
Yeah.
entire life. You don't know where the kitchen is. Go cook your own food. Go survive.
That's right.
Go survive.
It's
Oh,
that
you
bad.
can't without money? Oh, you can't without money. You literally cannot do a single thing without money. You don't even clean your house. Okay. And you're going to look down on me, on the person who's cooking your fucking food.
There's this television show, Below Deck. It's about yachting and things like that, and crew, big yachts that these people rent. It's like,
I want a houseboat. I'd live on a houseboat.
Yeah, but well, listen. So it's these big yachts out in the Mediterranean. This guy that runs around, and this guy brings his whole family. This old dude. He's got 17 children, ranging from 50 to 18. Okay, he's got kids all over. I don't know. He goes, he wore out 3 wives or some shit. He made some kind of comment. So he's on this ship, and his kids are 18. Now they're in the Mediterranean. They're in international waters. They can drink legally. They can't drink at home, so they can drink legally now. They get on this ship, and this one kid is hammering down Hennessy, man, like all night long. Well, he's so smashed, he tries to go get up in the hot tub, and the girl goes, "Oh, no, you can't. The hot tub's draining." She lies to him, right? Well, he goes to bed saying, "Oh, the crew is babying me, and this is a horrible vacation. It must be their vacation, not mine. If they don't want me to be able to do the things I want." He gets up and cries to his father and mother and brothers and sisters about this shit the next morning. And his father looked right at him and he goes, "Why don't you worry about going to work?" And I was like, "Bravo, old man. I thought you were going to go and, because you're this entitled dude, we're going to go reprimand these people." He goes, "Why don't you worry about going to work?" And I was like, "Bravo, fantastic." He at least has something to him still.
I don't know. I don't know. I think that the majority of Americans just are overworked and undercompensated and have lost. They don't. Somebody said it was like, maybe it was Adam, like, and CJ, like, you have humans that are free range and humans that are not, and like,
right.
It's just how it fucking is. and the world's
Yeah.
ruled by the people who are plugged into the matrix. And I had something else to
Right,
say to that,
right.
but then I forgot because Cora's like ready for bed and it's not even bedtime yet. She's just mad I'm not giving her all the attention. It's been bad now that I'm
Well,
a
not only
full-time
that, she
mom
had a
again.
bath. She's probably relaxed. Hey, off subject. How's your basement?
It's
All
fine.
right, forget off subject.
No,
Let's get
it's
off
fine.
that.
No, it's fine. It's completely torn apart. We have all of our building materials except for our floors. So
Okay.
we're okay. So our house was built in 1930, and the basement has flooded multiple times because it's just the curse of the house. Is this basement's going to flood periodically for the entire existence it's here. We can contain the flood. So this time we're going to contain it so that next time when it floods, we won't ever have to fucking do this again unless it's catastrophic. But like for the flood that happened, it'll never have damage again. But there's original panel built-ins in the basement in my office, and I wanted to save as much as that as I could because they're original, and this house has like secret hidey holes in it, and it's all in that built-in. So to tear it apart, I'm losing all of the character of the house that I bought it for. So it's been very tedious and time consuming because I'm trying to save as much as I can, upper stuff, and we're at the part where we have our new plan ready. I'm gonna draw it up with dimensions tonight after Cora stops screaming, and tomorrow when Matthew gets off work, because he's back full-time working, we're gonna start framing it and getting it, and then once it's all done, flooring should be here, and then we can lay the floor, and then it will be beautiful, and then I will be back in my office instead of in the kitchen, and then I can have more space to be political, because right now all I'm doing is focusing on my daughter, what the government is up to, because they are fucking busy right now. They are making up for a lost time. They unsnapped the fingers of the last 4 years and are very quickly I have theories about that, but I'm not getting into them right now because I don't want to get suicided in my sleep. It's global conspiracies. But yeah, hopefully as soon as that's done, I'll have more space. And I have my office is my craft room too. So I have all of these projects. I had orders, like people had asked me, I do deer mounts, like English deer head antler mounts. And I do a natural process, but my girlfriend gave me her deer head. I'm trying to finish it. I was starting to finish it when it flooded. So now I can't do anything that makes me happy. And the dogs and the babies and everybody cries all the time and everything's on fire and Biden's president.
Yeah.
So
hey, well, we're gonna make it through every bit of all of that, which is the best part about it. Yeah, I know.
It's fine. If we can survive Bush and 9/11, we can do anything.
Right.
Thanks.
That's right. That's right. Well, listen, Mercedes, it was great talking to you tonight. I loved having you on. I hope you join us again.
It's nice just to bullshit.
If you ever got anything to say, it's always Wednesday night. You can always tell me, hey, I want to say something, and you're always welcome.
I do love Wednesdays.
Yes. I switched it to Wednesdays for a very good reason, and I like my Wednesday too. I like Wednesdays. And I will continue on my Wednesday.
Yes.
All right, sweetheart. Thank you again for joining us. Everybody, again, say goodbye to Mercedes, and
bye.
And let's wish her luck. Hopefully, with any kind of luck, she can make a difference and have a chicken.
I really just want chickens. That's the only reason why I'm in politics, is because I want chickens. I'm not kidding. As soon as I get chickens,
all right,
won't be here.
Have a good night.
Much. Bye.
Peace. Yeah. Hey, listen, she's a world of knowledge, that kid, and I like picking at her brain, because it is good to hear younger people have an interest. Again, 30 years old. They're the people now that are coming up that have to start really picking up where we drop the ball. You know what I mean? We're willing to pick the ball up and hand it back to them now and say, hey, listen, we screwed up. We're trying to do it, but we're not going to be here for that long. You're the people that are going to make the difference. And like she said, run for office, man. It is so important. It is so important if we want to make the change to be the change. Like, can we talk 420, as it says right across the bottom of this banner, be the change you wish to see in the world. Okay. Yes, it's an old Gandhi statement, but be that change you wish to see in the world and bring that peace, bring that non-aggressive principle, that way to be able to speak things out and come to a common agreement by another Gandhi statement where the only way to truly know yourself is to lose yourself through the service of others. So do something nice, offer yourself, especially if you're running for office. You're offering yourself. You're offering yourself to carry out what the people that have taken the time to support you wish to see happen. How hard is it to let a person have chickens in their yards? It's not. It's not. If you keep them right, I mean, yeah, there might be, you can keep chickens, but you can't just let them run around the neighborhood. We understand that. You can't let your dog run around the neighborhood. But for a person, not even just to be able to have a chicken is ridiculous. And I'm just using that as an example because that's, as I said, what Mercedes is fighting for in her place right now. Again, these permittings, these things you're allowed to do with your personal property, which you are allowed to do with your personal property. Imagine getting in your car in the morning and somebody saying, "No, wait a minute, don't turn that. You can't turn that radio station on. That station can't be put on. Not anymore. You got to listen to what we tell you is a good thing to listen to." And not only you got to do that, it's going to cost you because that's a stream thing. Now we kind of get a couple dollars from everybody on that. Because everything's a dollar bill to them. Everything is a dollar bill, a way to stop you from thinking freely, from having an opinion, for voicing yourself, or to stand up and change things. But it's time now in America where we, the people, take the time to understand that if we put ourselves in charge, then we win. We gain ground in popularity and make the changes at home. And when we make those changes at home, then we'll be happy. And then what can we do? We can bring it further and say, I'd like for you to be able to experience the same thing that we're experiencing in our home. And you bring that platform to the next level. And that's the way government should work. With the people, for them, and then allowing you to pursue the happiness in which you want. People say all the time, people are moving all off grid because you can't afford to live. That's not the truth. I live here because this is how I want to live. Free of electric bills, free of, neighbors screaming, free of my neighbor's dog running into my backyard, free of all of those things. Now, if my neighbor's dog runs in my backyard, he does, I just wave because I know there's 10 acres they're going to rip through and go somewhere else. But just, everything doesn't have to be a problem. And everything shouldn't cost you something, especially when it's something you're supposed to own outright yourself. If government wants a hand or wants say in what I do in my property, I shouldn't pay them. They should be paying me to do as they wish me to do, not the other way around. I shouldn't have to pay for myself to do something in their fashion and pay them for permission to do it. We've come a long way in the last, I'd say, probably 6 years, as far as starting to make a difference and starting to get people to listen and starting to have people understand. And I think that within another couple years, we could start to capture some of these positions in government where we really could start to have a voice or make a difference. And don't get me wrong, we're going to be a minority there, and we're going to have to vote maybe not how we would always choose to, but we'll be there. People will see us there, and it will become contagious finally that, hey, it's okay if we have libertarians in government. And then others will trust and see that we're just as intelligent and we're the same species as those that are in government already, only we're true. And we want true change, and we want to be fair, and we want to be good people. The whole principle is lined with it. Well, folks, that's my show for this Wednesday night. Join me next Wednesday night. I'm telling you, I'm going to keep knocking on the door, and hopefully me and Nick can get Nick Wildstar can get together and could solidify a date for next Wednesday. But if not, I'm sure I'll have someone else on. Again, my name is Pete Yape. I'm the host of the Voluntary Option. Thanks again to FSM Network, Freedom Speech Media. We love you guys. Thanks, guys, for putting us out on Trovo. And to everybody out there, just live the freedom in which you choose to live, because nobody can give you freedom. Freedom's within you. Peace.